Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me and watch this video. For today's project, we will use some items from Dollar Tree like sticky notes, little flags, half-size composition book, which I purchased at Amazon. I don't know if Walmart has it or Dollar Tree has it, but I did get requests to make something from those half-size composition books. So we will use one of those. We will use 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm using black one. And I will use this paper collection, French Lavender, I purchased at Michael's. It was listed in my Michael's haul. We will also use chipboard. The chipboard, I usually mark size for you. So this one is 8 by 10 and we need 2 pieces. And we will use one piece 10 by half an inch. And I will also use some Velcro. Okay, so we will start with cardstock. We will glue both pieces together. I'm trying to align straight on my board. I'm paying attention to the bottom of it to make sure it's nice and even. And now the way we will position our board, chipboard, 8 by 10, then we will position 10 by half an inch. So the height is 10 inches. The cardstock height is 12. 1/8 of an inch spacing in between, just like that. And we will glue this. And I'm leaving approximately 1 inch of a space of the cardstock on this side. So now half an inch. And we are leaving approximately 1/8 of an inch space in between. Okay, so now the excess of the cardstock, we will just trim it off, leaving approximately 1 inch. And I will keep this. So now, just like any other project, we will score all around the 4 sides. We will fold it. And now I will run the spatula all around, as I usually do. To create those nice crisp corners of our cover. Okay. So now we need to miter the corners, which means we are cutting little angle on both sides, leaving a little bit of that cardstock in a corner, just to make sure that we can wrap it really nicely and we don't see the chipboard.
We will glue all four sides. Let's make sure that everything adheres.
Now, you know, this project could be also used for back to school. It could be used as a gift. I don't know if they are using those half-size notebooks in schools or not, but I think that's a really nice project for that. Maybe for the office. So here is our cover, and now we will decorate. So I will use this sheet for the front, and I will use this one for the back, and we'll see what we will use for the spine. So let's pre-cut this. So I do want to capture this design for the front. So I will cut, let me turn it around. I need 7 3/4 by 9 3/4.
Okay, I will capture this design, which is perfect. Now for the back, again, 7 3/4 and 9 3/4.
And for the spine, we need a little bit less than 1/2 inch. I do want to have this gold trim, so I will trim this off. Let me see. Let me trim this off. And now I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch, and I will end up with nice gold trim. That will be the spine. So now I will run the spatula to identify where my chipboard is. And this, I didn't trim it down to 7 3/4. And actually we need 10. So I'm gonna have to butt this together. I'm gonna need 10 inches. So this is 7 3/4. I need 2 inches more because that should be 9 3/4. So when you cut the strip, cut it at 9 3/4. So I will put this one first. approximately 1/4 inch from the top, I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch from the top. And this one, I will just butt against that to make it look like it's a whole piece. All right, so this will be my front, and this is what I want on the front. And again, approximately 1/8 of an inch border all around. I think this is beautiful, kind of plain cover yet very elegant. And this one will be for the back. Okay, our cover is done. So now let's work on the inside. Okay, so for the inside, I will use this paper from the same collection. And we will cut it to 7 3/4 by 9 3/4, and we need 2 pieces. Again, 7 3/4 by 9 3/4. And we will need 1 piece for the spine. I need to trim this. So I will cut it hair less than 1/2 inch. And we need to trim this down to 9 3/4. So I don't want to lose track of this front. Now, of course, if you choose to use directional paper, you have to pay attention to where your front is. You don't want the inside to look like it's upside down. Now this we will position again 1/8 of an inch border all around. Let's make sure that this paper adheres. And I forgot to cover the sides. So I have to cover the sides because otherwise this is not gonna look pretty. So I have to cover it and then place another sheet like that. So let me just, or maybe I can make it little design, something, we'll see. So let me cut this to 2 inches. And the height will be 9.5. All right. So let's make sure this is stuck. So this should be applied before we actually cover the page, of course, but I forgot to do that. All right, let's make sure that this is all stuck. All right, so now I need to cover this, and maybe I can just put it like that, just so it's not visible. So I will need actually 3/4 of an inch to cover this. So let's do it. I have to trim this. And then I will use, I think, this side. See, if I wouldn't mess it up, it would be okay. Okay, I need a little bit more than 3/4, so 3/4 and 1/8. All right. And as you can see, it's not aligning. Let's do it this way. At the same time, I can show you how you can fix this. All right, this should be much better. So let's align this. And this would be perfect. So I'm just going to mark it where I need to cut. Let me trim this. As you can probably see, I'm trying to make this almost perfect. And we'll see. Okay, I think this will work. This might be just a tad bit too long. So now I'm trying to align this with the design. And I think I got it. All right. So all this work only because of one wrong cut or one misstep. So anyway, let's do this sheet. All right, and now the spine. Okay, so the inside is done. Now we're gonna position our notebook right here. And again, I will use wider piece that I have left because I want to make sure that this notepad doesn't shift. So we're going to make this a little bit tighter than we usually do. So we can position this on the middle, just like that. Fold this over, pull it out just a little bit. Normally I like 1/8, but in this situation it's going to be more like 1/16, just a little bit larger, not too much. So now let's align this. We will glue, and I'm putting my finger because when I close it, this is the line where the glue should be. Okay, so now I will apply the glue on the entire piece, but don't go too close to the edge by your notebook because you will glue it in, or you could glue it in. So now I'm positioning this on the bottom and I don't want to see the paper underneath. So now let's squish this. So now we will cover the top of the notebook. So to cover the notebook, I will use this marble sheet from the same collection, just because I want to create a little bit of a contrast, and we will apply it just like that. So I will trim this because of course this page is too long, so we're gonna do 7 by 5.5. So let's do 5.5 by 7. And this should do it. So now I will apply the glue right here on the cover. And now I'm gonna butt against that black trim, but also I'm trying to align it with the bottom portion of it. I don't wanna play with this and cut this off later. So here you go. So now I am gonna take my knife and just cut it against the page, but white on white, I don't really see it. So let me do it this way. Okay. And now the same thing here across. All right. And we have the corners. I will just round them up, and they are really not round. They are, I don't know, kind of cut on the angle. So here is our cover. Okay, so we got that portion done. Most of our decorations will be actually on this side. So everything happening in this notebook, it's going to be in here, because when you open it, you want to have a flat surface to write at. We will do something in here, but I don't want to put too much on this side. So we got some gold in here. I think pink will look good. I think we're gonna position notepads just like that, and I will glue them in. The backing of it is so thin that even if you use this up and you want to replace it, you can just glue right on top of it. And as you can see, I'm trying to position this close to the edge. I'm trying to leave more space in here for this. So we might want to put this one in here, those little flags. This I will position right here on the middle. Okay, and in here we have actually space for a pen. So let's work on this, and then we get onto this page. So we do have some of the cardstock left, and we will use that to cover to make the pencil holder. So I will trim this down to, I think 2 inches will be enough. And now we will score this. So we will score this at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches, and 2.5. I will turn this around and I will do the same thing. 1/2, 1 inch, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. So now I will just cut where the last score begins on both of those pieces, just like that, because this panel could be a little bit shorter. So now we fold this over and we glue it together just like that to create pencil holder. And we will do the same thing with the second piece. Just like that. And now we will glue both pieces together like this. Okay, it will help to put them on a flat surface. All right, and we have our pencil holder. So now we will wrap it. If you didn't glue straight enough, which it doesn't look like I did, I will just trim it off just a tiny bit to make that even. on both sides. Okay, and let's see to make sure this will fit, and it will. Okay, so now we're gonna wrap this up. To wrap this, I will use the same paper that we had up front, and we might want to use this gold trim. So this piece measures now, because we trimmed it, measures less than 2 inches, but I will cut this one at 2. Okay, so we will have that gold trim. So now I'm going to position kind of halfway, and I will just bend this side just like that. I will open it, twist this the other way, and I will bend this side. So your piece should fit right here on the inside. When you have opened for 2 pencils, you should be able to fit it right here in between those 2 scores that we just made. So let me just fold this over nice and straight. And this one also, we gotta make sure that it's nice and straight, not on the angle. Okay. And now let's check. It fits perfect. So now I can just mark in here approximately 1/2 inch, and on this side, when we position this on the inside, mark 1/2 inch, because those are going to be also our folds. So let's fold this, let's fold that. And now what we just created is that entire wrap over this piece. So we're going to put this one on the inside and wrap it just like that. So I'm going to start from the back portion, and we can do the sides. So let's align this just like that. And now we can glue this piece to the back. Just like that. And that is our little holder. Now you can see a little bit of that white in here. If you don't want to see it, you can just cut this out by using some small scissors and just trimming this off. So when you actually glue this, you're not going to be able to see it from the top. So now this is how we're going to glue it. But before we glue this, I like to put pencils or pens, or you can use pen and a pencil, just to make sure that the positioning is right. So I will put pencil and maybe black pen. So as you see, when you position it, you know that it's on the middle, or if you want it to the side, that's perfectly fine. It's totally up to you. So let's glue the back. And we will position it right here. So let me remove this. Okay. And that's what we have so far. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks professional. I really love it the way this is coming out. So now there's so many different things we can do in here. So what I'm thinking is I am gonna make little sleeves so you can tuck something in. So to do that, we will cut the leftover paper, and I want to make this a little bit wider. So I think I'm gonna do 1.5 inches. Now the height of it, I am measuring this paper. And this paper is a little bit less than 9 3/4. So I am gonna cut this to 9 3/4. I want it to be just a tiny bit longer than the paper we are covering. And we will glue it just like that on the middle. So we apply the glue only on 2 sides, just a tiny strip. And we will glue it to the middle, making sure that we don't see this paper on either side. So I think this will do. So this collection has a sheet with little borders. So I think I will use one of these borders to create little decoration in here and maybe put something on the front of our notebook. So what I'm thinking is that there is a strip, Life is Amazing. I like that strip, and I think I will use also this portion and some of that. So because I want to make this kind of even, this portion measures a little bit more than 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut this a little bit more than 1/2 inch also. So I think I will make it a little mark where the 1/2 inch is, right here. I can't really see it, but so I will try to cut it right there. And now I have the strip. Now I do want to make something a little bit more interesting, not to just place this one strip in here. So I do want to make something a little bit different, although even if we would place it like this, I think it would work. So maybe let's try. So I'm gonna trim this off just so I have this one side. And let's see if we like this. We could position this just like that. And actually, I do like this look. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So for this, I am gonna put my finger where I want it, because I want to place this on an angle like that. So this and this angle is where the glue is gonna be. So I'm gonna apply the glue just like that from one side to the other. And here you go. And we got nice pocket with little design. I want to make sure I didn't glue anything, but I didn't. So we can slip something right here. And I have this project that we are still working on. So maybe we can use this. And as you can see, you can always put something on the inside. So now we can leave it just like that, or you can place something in here. I think that we have so much going on this side, including the pencil and the pen. So we got our pencil, we got our pen. I think this is busy enough, so I will leave this as it is. So this is our little notebook cover, and this I'm gonna put towards the side because it's adding additional dimension. This way it's beautiful, it's nice and flat. I will not do any closure. I do not want to cover all this beautiful design right here on the front. So the only thing I'm gonna do, I am gonna place my MaKala creation sticker, place it on the back, just like that. And I think this is very pretty, very elegant cover for your removable half-size composition book. I hope you like this project. I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun making this one. I think it came out just beautiful. I hope this is exactly what you think by watching me making this. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.